Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Paulcheon and today we are doing something a little different. We have now done over 100 drafts of Duskmourn and the ladder has reset. I believe we finished the season at rank 3. We did hold the title of a rank 1 drafter for 5, 6, 7 days, something like that in October. So you know what, I'll still count that as a win. So want to mix things up just because we've been going so hard on Duskmourn draft with Arena Cube draft. Now, noting that I have never done an Arena Cube draft, so I'm not aware of what the cards are. So it's going to take some time. I'm going to be doing some reading, and we're going to move forward. For those of you unfamiliar with Cube draft, it's basically you open booster packs from a cube of some of the most powerful cards that are available, and all your decks ended up being super, super strong. And so you have to draft kind of differently. It's not like drafting a normal deck, but let's see if we can have some success our first time around. Now, before I head into my first Arena Cube draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by tcgplayer.com. Check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to pick up some sealed product or singles, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. All right, ready up? I bet this is going to be really popular. We're not going for rank here. We're going to try to win, and we're going to do a good amount of reading. So the draft portion might take some time. But let's head straight in here to Arena Cube number 1. All right, Elspeth Sun's Champion is pretty good. 6 mana makes some Planeswalkers. Prismatic Ending is a fine removal spell. Kaito Bane of Nightmares is decent, but it's a multicolored card. Falcon Wrath Aristocrat's just fine, I think. Sylvala's okay. Let's see. I do have to make a pick relatively quick. There's Exclude. There's Philia, which is really, really good in normal cube, but the thing is, it kind of points you into the direction of a more aggressive deck. So I can take Philia if I wanted a more aggressive deck. There's an Uro. Now remember, this isn't Vintage Cube, so it's going to be a little bit weaker than normal Vintage Cube. And I don't think I like counter spells that don't counter everything. Just everything is so powerful. There's Planeswalkers and stuff. So I can take Philia or something like maybe an Elspeth Sun's Champion here. But in general, you want to keep your curve kind of lower. You know what? I know everybody probably wants to see some crazy good value deck, but I'm gonna lead with Philia here. There's a lot of good enter the battlefield effects, and I want to start with this. And you know, I know everybody's gonna want to draft 7 colors and do some nice aggressive, do some nice mid-range control-y things. But I think Philia is an excellent creature, assuming aggro is properly supported. Moving into this pack, Lelia stands out to me. I'm going to look at it as, if it's a card that's pretty good in Vintage Cube, I'm going to like it here. Now, of course, there's also some Alchemy cards that are absolutely busted. There's Ornery Tumblewag, which I think is worse than Lelia. Red-White typically is a decent color combination. Roller Crusher Ride is not that great. Sunfall is better. Sunfall is pretty nice. Had we taken the Elspeth, we could have taken the Sunfall. Fatal Push is also a decent, cheap interactive spell along with Bitter Triumph, but I find that removal is fairly easy to come by. So I'm going to take the Lelia. I think starting with the draft with Philia, Lelia is quite strong. And move on. There's a Leaf Leap Guide, 2 mana, 1/1 Vigilance. Whenever another creature control enters, this gets +1/+1 per. That creature gets perpetually +1/+1. 1 tap. Okay, it's blue and green. I like Enduring Curiosity a fair amount. This is a really, really nice creature. I think if I was blue and kind of maybe blue-white with creatures, I would consider that. Infernal Grasp is okay. Fetch lands plus shock lands are obviously strong, but noting that there's no dual lands, so fetch lands are good, but not as good. But I think I'm just going to take Luminarch Aspirant. I think this is a really nice 2-mana card. Noting that Blade Splicer is very good with Philia, but I'd rather just make sure I have enough good 2-drops, and I think Luminarch Aspirant is a premium 2-mana creature to play. And let's see how the rest of this pack goes. Okay, yeah, it looks like white aggro, unsurprisingly, seems to be fairly open. This is an equipment, and this is a Stoneforge Mystic. I'm really curious about Stoneforge Mystic. Now, in Vintage Cube, this one's a little bit less powerful, but I feel like in Arena Cube, which is a little bit powered down, Stoneforge Mystic can be quite nice here. What's Nightclub Bouncer do? It's a bounce effect. I'm not seeing a ton of red here, but I am still seeing a bunch of good white cards. I could take the Stoneforge Mystic and hope to table either the Assimilation Angel or the Dissection Tools. I mean, this is no Batterskull, but it's still fine. Enduring Innocence is also pretty nice as just a way to draw some cards, but it costs 3 mana. And I don't think I'm looking to play the grind you out game. Overlord of the Mistmores is also good, but I'm going to take Stoneforge Mystic. It's just it's the most exciting card out of that pack, and hopefully we can get something to work. Moving on to pick number 5. This is a little unfortunate because the best card here is probably Psychic Frog, and we're really far away from being able to cast the Psychic Frog. We do have a very nice aggro start here with Aspirant, Philia, Stoneforge Mystic, Lelia. So that's kind of the direction that I want to head. There's a Bloodthirsty Adversary, which can be nice if I do end up picking up some good cheap spells. They need to cost 3 or less. Now, this is certainly a weaker card than something like a Toxic Deluge or Psychic Frog, but this is definitely not a start of a Toxic Deluge deck. I really, really do like the Psychic Frog. I just think we're too far removed from that. So I'll just take the Bloodthirsty. Do I do that, or do I take like a Temple Garden or a Steam Vents? We'll take the Bloodthirsty Adversary. It's a nice aggressive creature, and if I do get some nice cheap creatures, I think that can be quite nice. Moving on here, there's a Yorion. I don't think that's going to work in draft. Warzone Duplicator, what do you do? Okay, it's a Mana War type effect. 3-Tree Battalion. Look at the top 6 cards. You may put a creature card mana value 3 or less. Then conjure duplicate. Okay. It's like a collected company. I like Sanguine Evangelist a fair amount. And I also like the Intrepid Adversary. There's also Veteran Survivor if I want to get really, really aggressive. But I think this card's just okay. So the question is, do I want the Anthem effect and the Adversary, or do I want to take the Evangelist? I think it's somewhat close between the two. I also don't mind Den of the Bugbear. But red didn't seem especially open. I'm going to take the Evangelist. Mostly because I don't have that many 3s, and I also think it's pretty good with the Philia. Being able to bounce that is pretty good. It's a late counterspell. What does Impetuous Lootmonger do? 2 mana, 2/2 first strike. When it enters, discard a card, then heist target opponent's library. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, create a treasure token. So you discard a card and you steal something, and it's a 2 mana, 2/2 first striker. There's also Grim Lavamancer and a Selfless Savior. I don't think I care about the Selfless Savior very much. Do I want Grim Lavamancer? Or do I want the Lootmonger? You know, when in doubt, take the Alchemy card is what I'm going to go with here. And I'm going to try to Lootmonger. Now, noting that I definitely do want to pick up some more interaction. I just have all creatures here. There's an Ill-Timed Explosion, Noxious Gearhulk. What does Soul Shredder do? 2 mana, 2/2 vehicle. Whenever one or more other creatures dies, it gets +1/+1. Sack 2 creatures, return it to the battlefield. Okay, but I'm going to take a Braid. Just need some good interaction here. Sandy Dog would be proud. Sandy Dog would be proud of this start here. Look at this nice little red-white number here. Stoke the Flames can be pretty nice. There's also Prismatic Ending, but in a straight 2-color deck, this is more of a sideboard card, and I think this cube is best of 1. So I'll take the Stoke the Flames here as a potential reach spell if I do feel like I need it. Here I'll take a Bubble, which doesn't really work that well in this deck. The Sky Sovereign could be good. Now again, I don't actually know. I gotta check. Elder Dragon War is something that I'm not too interested in. I'm going to take Sky Sovereign here, and I'll see if I can sideboard. Here we have Assimilation Aegis. Are we blue? We can't really be blue-white here, though, right? Lonely End is a decent removal spell. I mean, Monastery Swiftspear is a solid aggro creature. I think that's probably the card that I need to pick here if I want to go red-white. Wow, Psychic Frog tabling here is kind of outrageous. I think I'm more likely to splash blue than... Actually, I'll take Temple Garden. White seemed to kind of dry up a little bit here. But this is the start that we have. 3-Tree Battalion could be nice. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 3 or less, then conjure a duplicate of that card. Okay. Alright, well, anyways. Again... My first foray into this, we are drafting a very aggressive-looking deck here. I have a Stoneforge Mystic here, but need to pick up a good equipment card to actually make this good. Moving on to this pack, we have Dragon's Rage Channeler, which is a solid 1 mana card, but we don't have that many spells. There's Chandra Torch of Defiance, which is just a good top-end card, and we don't have any of those at the moment. But in general, you want to prioritize good cheap cards if you can. There's Magda the Horde Master. That's when you commit a crime. I think Magda Brazen Outlaw is better. And I am a pretty big fan of this card. Just it giving you the ramp is pretty nice. So do I want that? I don't care for Wedding Announcement in this type of deck. So it's like Magda, how do you pronounce this? Or Chandra Torch of Defiance. I'm going to take the Magda. It's just a lot easier to pick up good cheap cards. So I'll take this here and kind of see what else is available. Now this is a really interesting pick. We have the choice between Inti and Flage, both of which are very good. Now, I'm not really filling up my graveyard that easily, and Inti is fantastic. There's also Elite Spellbinder, which is pretty good. Flage, there is a shot this tables. I just don't think my deck is able to escape this very well. Right now I have 1 spell. Now, my creature count is getting very high, though. And I like kind of all of these 2-mana plays, and I have a Stoneforge Mystic and a Bloodthirsty Adversary as well. All right, I'll take the Flage. I really like Inti as well, but I will take the Flage just because I need a little more interaction here, and this also doubles as kind of a potential late-game win condition. Moving on to here, this pack. Now remember, I'm red-white, so I really want to keep this to 2 colors. Captivating Crossroads. During your first 3 turns, this enters tapped if you were the starting player. As this enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. Interesting. It's like a dual land. There's a Trumpeting Carnosaur, which I don't care about. I don't really care about Settle the Wreckage either, or Leyline Binding in a 2-color deck. Although, you know what? I don't think this land's particularly great. Well, if I'm on the draw, it comes into play untapped, actually. All right, you know what? I'm gonna take the land here just because I don't have any good mana fixing. And I feel like I'm gonna have more than enough playable cards. So let's take Captivating Crossroads there. Don't really care much for the Iron Crag. There's an Elegant Parlor, which is pretty good. Discard a card if you do seek 2 cards that don't share a type. Okay, I don't really care about a Rummage effect. There's Wandering Rescuer, but I don't actually think this card's particularly good. So yeah, let's take the Elegant Parlor here. Again, I just feel like I'm going to have enough playables here, and I just want to make sure that I can shore up the mana fixing for this deck. I don't even know if Batterskull is legal in this, but I certainly would like Batterskull or Umizawa's Jite if those are cards I can get with the Stoneforge Mystic. And our spell count is very low. I need Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, cards of that nature. Here we have... There's a Beza or Hellrider. They're both decent aggressive creatures. Beza's just a good card, but I'm slamming the Wooded Foothills. Good with the Flage. Gets us the Elegant Parlor. So one thing about Boros is it's just really important to make sure you have good mana. I would really love to be able to pick up a Sacred Foundry to fetch with the Wooded Foothills. Additionally, this gives us 2 green sources to play in case we do want to splash a green card. Moving on to this pack, there's a Vanishing Verse. Wow, we are getting cut off in the board. You know what? Maybe other people also want to turn off their brains and just want to draft an aggro deck. That's what it feels like to me. People are like, I don't want to draft blue. You know what? Maybe I should be draft. I'm the blue guy. What's going on here? Why is this happening to me? This card seems awesome. But yeah, I'm going to take Marsh Flats here, as it does get me Elegant Parlor, so it's another kind of dual land. If you watch LSV's video, you know how good fetch lands are in general. So very, very happy with this Marsh Flats here. Our mana with the Elegant Parlor is looking quite nice. There's a Restoration Angel in this pack, but there's also just another fetch land, so I think I'm just going to do that. And which one do I take? Probably the Windswept Heath, honestly, because that does get us the Temple Garden, whereas Bloodstained Mire does not. So mana certainly looking reasonable here. And a green splash looks extremely free if we do pick something up that's worthy of the splash. Here, I don't really care about Fountainport Bell. Rabid Battery looks pretty bad. Legion's Landing could be pretty good. So why don't we take that? I've never actually played with this in Cube, but theoretically, with a good aggressive curve, it can be good. Here, I'll take Dragon's Rage Channeler over Touch the Spirit Realm, just to have more cheap things to play. Now we have March of Otherworldly Light, Mutavault, and Trapped in the Screen. I'll take Mutavault here. I think with all the lands that we took, Mutavault is totally fine. And honestly, if I can pick up some duels, Leyline Binding could certainly be playable. Is this green card worth splashing? 3 mana, 3/3 haste. At the beginning of your end step, a random non-food permanent card in your graveyard perpetually becomes a food. Okay, it doesn't seem that great, but I will take it. But probably won't play it. Don't need to play any of those cards. There's a repulse. Maybe we splash that. I don't think I want to splash a 2-mana creature here. Very mastermind. Okay, so that pack was great, good and bad. We only have 10 spells here. I think this pack's going to be awesome for me. There's a Swords to Plowshares here, which does make the Bloodthirsty Adversary a lot better. Especially if we can... We only have a Braid and Swords, but hopefully we can pick up more. And maybe we can table maybe the Ghostfire Slicer or the Bonehorde Dracosaur out of this pack. But extremely happy first picking Swords to Plowshares. Again, all these cards here on the right are totally playable. I got to read this card again just to figure out exactly what it does. I do have a lot of creatures with mana value 3 or less. Conjure Dupe. Okay, so it's bad with Legends, though. So it's bad with Lelia. Actually, it's okay with Flage. What does this do? Enters target non-basic 4-mana, 4/4 flyer. Not super great. Warren Warleader could be an okay top-end card. Professional Facebreaker. Okay, that doesn't seem that great either. Wow, this pack is not very good. I don't really care about any of these 4-mana creatures, or 3-mana creatures even. Is it Light Up the Stage? Actually, I'm going to take... You know, this is like a horrible early pick, but I desperately need cheap interaction and cheap spells. So I'm going to take... It's way, a far too early play with fire, but I'm going to take it there. Now we have Rekindling Phoenix, Warleader's Call, which are both fine cards, but I think I'm just going to take Path to Exile as another good removal spell. Lutri is also fine, but I think it's just more important. I am so happy that I was able to pick up Path to Exile and Swords to Plowshares. And now we have a Detective's Phoenix and all the red-white lands here, and I'm going to slam Sacred Foundry. Being able to get an untapped land off of these 3 fetch lands is amazing for our deck. And now the important thing here is to make sure that we can end up with enough playables to round out our deck. I'm going to just take any red or white card that goes into our deck now. Volcanic Spite is totally fine at removal spell. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 6 removal effects, right? So that's looking pretty good here, along with these 2 cards. So now I want to really prioritize creatures and see what's available. There's a Shivan Devastator and a Hired Claw, and I'm going to take that over the Unholy Heat. I just got to figure out which one. It's kind of this is a 1-drop. Do I want to favor the 1-drop over the more expensive card? Yeah, let's just focus on the mana curve here. Let's beat down. I do like Emberheart Challenger. Do I have any ways to... It's just a 2-mana, 2/2 haste prowess creature. I'm wondering if there's any way for me to target it. I do have Luminarch Aspirant. That's actually awesome. So hopefully we can get that going. We have 11 creatures here, but deck's certainly looking a lot better. Thraben Inspector, happy to take that. Certainly not a Pyroclasm deck or Archangel Avacyn. So we now have our low end of the mana curve covered here. I mean, heck, even Legion's Landy could potentially be good with how low our curve is. All right, there's a Seasoned Pyromancer and a Ghostfire Slice. Now that we picked up 6 spells, I wonder if I just take Seasoned Pyromancer. Especially with Ophelia. Yeah, let's just take another creature here. And double red normally is a problem, but I think our mana is good enough to support it. Here we have Light Up the Stage or this card. It's a 4-mana, 4/4 flyer. I think this is a decent Light Up the Stage deck. Eiganjo Castle is also pretty good, but I actually feel like I'm going to be a little bit short on playables because Stoneforge Mystic is not making its way into the deck. We have a great curve. There's Warleader's Call or Lutri. This card seems awesome with all these spells that I have. So I will take that over the Warleader's Call. Think about it this way. Lutri is literally, it's a free spell. It's a free card in your hand. Here we'll slam Inspiring Vantage. So our mana, again, absolutely beautiful. Unholy Heat tabled, sure. Certainly fine with the Lutri. All right, let's see how this deck looks. Lutri is our companion. Where did you go? All right, and this is 42 cards. And this could also be a 16-land deck just because of how low our curve is. Let's take a look here. We can split things up by mana curve here as well. I have a lot of legendary cards. I don't think the 3-tree battalion is great. What's my curve? 2.1? Okay. You know what? We can just play everything. Let's just play everything. Maybe it's just the Captivating Crossroads. If I'm on the play, this comes into play tapped. And I already have an Elegant Parlor as a tap land. Yeah, this is a tap land that doesn't give me both colors, so I'll just remove that and go with this. This gives us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red sources, and we can go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white sources and a Mutavault. Extremely low curve. Beat down. Let's give it a go. This is like the anti-Paul draft deck, but you know what? I'm here for it. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. And I do want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support. Okay, round 1. This hand looks good. This hand looks good. Let's keep this. Question is, do I want to get a green land here, or do I just want to get the red-white duel? No, I'm getting the red-white duel. That's crazy. Okay, I guess I can get both. No 1-drop in our hand. We have lots of 1-drops too. Oh well. There better not be a stifle effect. Okay, I'd be very mad. Alright, Elegant Parlor. Definitely don't need lands. Volcanic Spite. Against a blue-black deck, do I want this? I mean, it's a spell. I mean, I'll keep it. I have the Lutri. Given that they're a blue deck, I think I want to lead things off with the Flash Creature. Infilia. That way, like if they have if they have a removal spell or whatever, then I can still just beat down. Attacks. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and play Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's discard Volcanic Spite and let's see, for each non-land card discarded this way. All right, let's discard these two. Attack. Now this is interesting. I don't actually know what to discard. I kind of like all my other cards. Maybe I just pitch the 2 lands. Yep. All right. That was pretty good. Obviously, they could have a sweeper of some kind. Strangle and Philia, that's okay. Pyromancer's still a nice little threat here. I'm not attacking with Mutavault, especially into open mana here. Let's attack. Then let's cast Light Up the Stage here with Spectacle. See if we hit some action. Had some lands, that's great. And let's play Thraben Inspector. Until the end of your next turn, that's great. Supreme Will, so they're probably going to be looking for some kind of a sweeper here. We have Swords to Plowshares, Play with Fire. We also have the Lutri that we can put into our hand at some point. Our curve is extremely low. We've filtered through a lot of stuff. Lutri on Stoke the Flame seems awesome, by the way. Feeling pretty good if they play a creature, because we have Swords and Leyline Binding. They're certainly going to play something here. Wow, okay. Let's get that off the battlefield. Alright, now, do we have, what is the, 1 or more lizards? These are not lizards. Okay, let's play this land. Let's attack with Mutavault. And I think this is enough pressure on the battlefield. I'm just going to put Lutri into my hand at this point, just because they're pretty close to dead. And being able to go Lutri plus play with fire is very nice. And I just don't necessarily want to add another creature to this battlefield, just because in Cube there tends to be a good number of sweepers. Although granted, if they had one, they probably would have cast it anyways. But still. What did I say? There's the Toxic Deluge. There is the Toxic Deluge. They have 3 cards in hand. Alright, I'll attack Mutavault. Oh, you know what? I just realized I made a mistake. Mutavault is a lizard. Wow. Okay. Let's play the Evangelist. And again, we've reset. We have a nice board. They're at 5 life. Even if they play a sweeper, I get a bat and the Mutavault, and then I also have the play with fire to finish them off. And I have a Seasoned Pyromancer in my graveyard that I can use to make some 1/1s. This Crabomination will almost certainly not be enough. We'll see. I have to full control this, which is kind of annoying, but... They're probably going to target the Evangelist. Unable to scream. Nice. That is awesome. So I'll hit for 1 in the air and then just finish them with the Lutri, I guess. Actually, I'm just going to do it now. Full control. Oh, wait. I can't cast Lutri. Wow. I can't cast the Lutri. Let's crack this, because if I draw a red source, I can kill them. There it is. Let's get our mountain. Full control. 1 in the air. Full control. Play with fire. Target opponent. Double red. Yep. Lutri. Alright! Got one! Got one. Played against a nice little control deck, but... Hey, the way they make creatures these days, your cheap things can keep up with what your opponents are doing, especially if you just make sure you have enough interaction. Having that Swords to Plowshares for the Goldspan Dragon was huge. Alright, on the play here, gonna keep this. I get to try out this Lootmonger. I don't actually know if this card's good. What does Heist say? Look at the top. Look at 3 random non-land cards from target opponent's library. Exile 1 of them. Oh yeah. Heist seems kind of broken. Alright, let's play a turn 1 Hired Claw. And then... let's play the Wooded Foothills. Oh, Fatal Push. Sure. Blue, black. Just everybody just drafting control? Is that... That's fine. Alright, let's go get Sacred Foundry. Pay 2 life. Play Philia. Let's play the Lootmonger. Discard. Whew. Wow, that's really good. I'll take the Shieldred. I don't know what to discard. I guess it's the Mountain. Oh, I'll take Psychic Frog. I could have taken Malcolm, I guess, but... Look at all the removal they have. Okay. Agent of Rafine. What does this do? Choose target opponent, conjure a duplicate of the top of their into your hand. Okay. Something I'm going to kill with Unholy Heat. That's what that card is. Let's get Elegant Parlor. And I don't really care for this. I actually want more lands because I have the Psychic Frog. Let's kill this. Let's play the frog. The reason being is I want to be able to play the Shieldred. Wow, they took 3 damage. And they played a Gix. Okay. No! That's really annoying. I have 8 cards in my graveyard. Okay. Oh, Path to Exile. Oh, this is amazing, actually. Because I get a treasure when I cast this. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to get a treasure. They're going to sack, whatever, Spyglass Siren. Then I will Path the Gix. And I'll attack for 3. Was that a good turn? Granted, they still have a lot of cards, but we got to deal with all their threats. We're drawing a card. This is good. They have a Virtue of Persistence, though. And Chart a Course, okay. Maybe some reanimation shenanigans. We could give the Psychic Frog wings, and this is a 4/5 menace creature. I should not transform this, though, because it would come into play under my opponent's side. Preacher of the Schism, okay. They are at 12 life, so certainly the menace creature will attack along with Psychic Frog because I'll make this fly. Let's target some lands. Let's attack. Oh, Stoke the Flames! That is amazing! Let's put Lutri into hand. And I will pass. I could have actually, because it puts counters on the frog. I could have maybe, like, discarded the Swift Spear, but I have 8 damage here available here. Alright, I'll take this too, I guess. Alright, what do you got? Okay. Alright, let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I play the land, and I give this flying and I attack for 5, I still have access to 1, 2, 3 Stoke the Flames plus Lutri. Yeah, so let's give this flying. Creature heat. This has first strike, so we can attack with that as well. Oh, no, we don't want to attack with that, sorry. Because I want to be able to Stoke the Flames. What does this do? I see. Oh, they get to bounce Shieldred, which is nice. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna assume that they just don't have a counterspell here. And just because I don't want them to draw one. So why don't we go ahead and cast Stoke the Flames. No shot! Are you kidding me? They actually had counterspell? Oh my gosh. I feel like I could have played this a little bit better, I'm gonna say. Wow, that's really disappointing. Well, they still don't have anything. They have a Shieldred, which they can cast, but I can sack my Lootmonger. Oh my gosh, they drew Reanimate? How? This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm very upset right now. I could have played this a little bit better. I just thought I was so far ahead I couldn't lose. Yeah, this is unbelievable. And I have really no one to blame but myself. Well, we're still not dead. We're still not dead. They still need to draw something. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh! I'm like super tilted right now. This is... I cannot believe they came back from this. Do I have any way to finish this off? I could have played a land. I could have gotten in for an extra point of damage. I swear there has to have been some way. Or there's just no reason for me to necessarily go for it there either, I guess. And I just kind of forced them to tap out. There's just so many things I did wrong there. And it's really upsetting. It's really, really upsetting here. And my opponent's playing fairly well. I think I'm just dead, actually. Yep. All right. We're just getting into the cube mindset. Oh my gosh. I apologize to all the cube aficionados out there. I apologize to all of you. I played that game like utter garbage. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things. The thing is, generally, you don't want to just like pump the Psychic Frog for no reason. But getting them to 4 within 2 turns seems like a pretty decent reason to do that. So maybe I should have done that earlier. Then I get them to 4. My opponent made the mistake of countering my Lutri and not my Stoke the Flames, though. They should have countered Stoke the Flames. So if they did that, then I guess we really didn't have a chance. Great hand here. Turn 1 Inspector, turn 2 Luminarch Aspirant into Sanguine Evangelist. Sure. So I did swords there just because I feel like I'm going to be able to braid anything that they play. And I can play the Philia here. Philia was a fantastic draw. Wow, this is ridiculous. Oh, wait, how does this work? I want the land, though, right? I don't want to blink anything. Like, blinking the Inspector is cool, but I'd rather just get in for a bunch of damage. Yeah, that... We had a constructed level start there. That was kind of absurd. It helps lessen the sting of that one game that we threw away. Also, we only get gold out of this. I should use gold to enter. All right, on the play here, certainly keeping this. Lead out with the Wooded Foothills here. And we'll get an Elegant Parlor. Could use a second red source. I do love me Ophelia. This is actually interesting. Magda might actually be the pick here. Yeah, I'm gonna play Magda. I want the second red here from the Magda. And they have a blue up. So there's no great way for them to kill it here at instant speed. Obviously, if they have a removal spell here, you know, that's gonna be great, but... Alright, Unholy Heat on young Peasy. This is great. We can play Philia or cast the Braid if we need. And we once again have Philia plus Seasoned Pyromancer. Chrome Host Seed Shark. Oof. That's a good one. Interesting. I don't actually have a way to kill that, so that's going to be kind of problematic. I guess I just need to exile it. What do I discard? I could also just play Seasoned Pyromancer and see what I draw. Colorless, red, red. Just because I don't think I want Swift Spear or the land. Okay. Did that change anything? Not particularly. Alright, I guess we'd get the Seed Shark out of the way. And then we'll pass. Alright, so they have a good kind of spell situation here. Obviously, when this incubates, it takes mana to activate. But certainly still very good here. Oh, that's fine. Going to use a Braid here, I believe. And I have Leyline Binding here for the Seed Shark. That's fine. Can we exile that? I can. I guess I could also... Can I exile... I can exile my treasure token too, right? But this comes into play with no count. Oh, nothing. Never mind. Alright, so they need some kind of a sweeper effect. We have a nice curve here. If they kill my Philia, that's fine. Thundertrap Trainer is not all that scary. We also have a Mutavault that we can attack with. They hit a Play with Fire, which I imagine is definitely killing Philia. Okay. Lelia? Lelia's nice. Is this lethal? Why does this have an extra power? Oh, it's a dwarf! Whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped. What the... You know, that is a nice interaction. I've never seen that happen. Mutavault plus Magda is a nice combo. All right, we're running people over. Should we be 4-0? Probably. But it's okay. We are now 3-1, beating people down. All right, on the play here, I don't draw my 1-drops very often, I will say. I will keep this, and pretty heavy on lands here. I'm going to get the Surveil land here. I can certainly get the green one, but I definitely don't want to draw lands here, if I can help it. Yeah, I'll keep Path to Exile. Oh, I should have... Well, it probably doesn't matter. I could have played Mutavault, but I think this is fine. Like, there's just no way I'm ever actually attacking with Mutavault in turn 3. So, probably going to go Philia into Pyromancer. I mean, I can try to just make a super wide board. Let's see what they do. Lazav. Okay. What does this do? When it attacks, exile target card and investigate? Alright, let's play Seasoned Pyromancer. And I'm going to discard Plains and play with Fire. Okay. Flage was a good draw. I mean, they're going to get to investigate here, which is kind of annoying, but we at least still have a decent force of attackers. And all these fetch lands plus Flage is also pretty nice. We already have 3 cards in our graveyard. With the Lazav, it'll go down to 2. But if we can ever blink our Pyromancer, that's also really great, because that'll just help fuel our graveyard for the Flage. I could technically double block and just force them to have a removal spell of some kind. Nah. I'd rather just have more of my creatures able to actually attack. Alright, Prismari Command is good. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and kill the Lazav. We can still attack. We have Stoke plus Lutri, which is a nice combo. Or we have Lutri plus Path to Exile, which is also very good. 3 cards in graveyard. Thieving Aven. Okay. That card is very good. It's just, do I ever get Temple Garden? I think I'm just going to get Sacred Foundry. How many cards? 5 cards? Let's just use all of our mana here. Alright, so we're 1 mana short here. We are 1 mana short. We have... Oh no, it's got Escape 5. We can just escape it next turn. I thought it was Escape 6 for some reason. The thing is, even if they kill this, they go down to 8 life here, and then we have Stoke the Flames plus Lutri. And if they don't kill Flage, they just die. So a ton of pressure here on the opponent. Now, they do have a lot of mana available. And obviously, they don't die just yet. What does this do? Target opponent reveals each non-land card and you choose one of those and exile it. When it leaves the battlefield, the exiled card owner seeks a non-land card with lesser mana value. I see. Okay. I mean, they're at 7 life. I assume they're gonna deal with this Flage. No? No deal with the Flage? Okay. Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible. Okay. Fatal push off a treasure is awesome. Lonely End. I know this card is awesome, but it costs 6 mana. There's Make Disappear, which I don't think is particularly good here. There's also Brainstorm. How many cards do I have right now? 3 cards in the graveyard. Brainstorm gives me 4. It's actually really interesting. Like, how long is this game gonna go, etc., etc. I'm just gonna take this. The way I look at it, if I just draw, now I have insurance. If I draw lands or spells, I'm in a pretty good spot. They attack me with the Observer? What the heck? No, they top decked Intrude on the Mind? What? Okay, so they choose the piles. So I want to give them a 2/2 here, is what I want to do. Wow. Intrude on the Mind off the top. Is it going to be another one of those games against a control deck where I could have maybe done something? Choose a pile to put into your opponent's hand. So they have Nightclub Bouncer and Cryptic Coat. Let's put Lutri into our hand. Cryptic Coat, sure. They can't play. Oh, they can't play the Bouncer. And the Bouncer can eat my Lootmonger. Yeah, maybe I wanted the Brainstorm. I don't know. So they're going to bounce my Hired Claw. It perpetually gains a case. It costs 2 more to cast. I see. Lutri is nice because it it trades with the Bouncer. But Magda is nice because Magda's nice because I would have a treasure if I attack. So I don't actually know what was better. They're actually putting on a good deal of pressure here. Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm gonna play out Lutri. They're gonna make me discard a card. I think they're gonna die here, right? They have to block my... Oh, they can chump my loot monger. No, they have to block my loot tree. They have to block loot tree. So unless they have a counter spell, I'm looking okay. Here we go. Whew, close one. Flage doing some work. No, our opponent had a nice little Dimir control deck there. Mid-range control deck. But the Boros deck continues to chug along. I promise we will draft some sweet, cool decks. This is just a starter course, okay? This is an intro to Cube. So we start with the easy stuff. We just beat down. Alright, opponent on the play this time. We have a 1-drop here in the Thraben Inspector. So certainly running it out here, but... Thraben Inspector into Philia. Nice combo if they can't kill it. I have a little mini card advantage engine there. And then we have a couple of cheap interactive spells as well. Okay. Please excuse the helicopter that is flying overhead. It is out of my control. Helicopters, that is. Okay, Duelist of the Mind. I'm kind of interested in just killing that. Which one, though? I don't like. I like all the cards in my hand, so let's just Abrade. Although, obviously, if they play an artifact here, I'm going to be pretty sad. They got a Triome. Okay. Oh, why did I play the land? Oops. That was a mistake. Yikes. Alright, I'm gonna wait on the light up the stage then. Malcolm? Do I kill that? No, I kind of just want to get Philia online. What is this? When this enters, conjure the power 9 into your library, then shuffles. What the actual hell? Okay. Fair enough. I kind of want lands. I'll take that. We'll take 2. They will loot. I think I want to kill this 2/3. It's actually interesting. Do I want to discard nothing? Like, my hand is pretty good. I guess I'm likely to find a land with light up the stage. Is that greedy? Look, see? We got there. We got there. Getting a lot of value here. We have Stoke the Flames here for the Malcolm. This could get out of hand. Now, remember, I can always blink this. It needs, what, 4 counters to start doing ridiculous things? And obviously, we still are interested in being very, very aggressive here. Spyglass Siren, not the most scary card. Time Walk is legal? Where did Time Walk come from? Oh, the Power 9 card. What the hell? What just happened? What the hell? Hold on a second. Hold on just a second. What on earth just happened? They drew Lotus and Time Walk. That's ridiculous. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. You have a 1-mana removal spell too, but there, buddy? Oh no, they have a 3-mana removal spell there, buddy. Oh my gosh, that was horrible for me. I'm just gonna get planes here, I think. All right. Wow, this is nuts. Two, three, four, five. Swords to plowshares. Here's my question now. Like, do I finish off Teferi or do I kill Malcolm? I legitimately don't know. How many counters? There's 3 counters. I'm gonna kill Malcolm. Like, I just do not want them to cheat something ridiculous into play. And so that's gonna be my hope. Hopefully they draw a bunch of Moxen now and it's not too bad. I mean, we have a decent board here. Okay, I gotta take this card. Whatever this stupid card is. Oracle of the Alpha? I am slamming that card. This is ridiculous! They cast Recall, Lotus, Time Walk, and a Mox. I guess when you shuffle it into your deck, it's not too crazy. But it is still kind of crazy, isn't it? Oh my gosh. This way, if they have 1 removal spell for my creatures, it's okay. Yep. It's a dead Teferi. Unless they have a 1-mana removal spell as well. That makes sense. I don't care about pumping the Higher Claw. I'd rather just... Oh, that would have actually been really nice. And I want to keep an extra card in my hand for the Loot Monger. Time Twister? Okay. Well... Okay, sure. This is absurd. This is... I kind of want them to play all the pieces of the power. I guess when you have Power 9 in your deck, it's kind of broken, right? It's kind of broken. You know, I can steal a piece of power. What if I... Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Come on! Let's steal a Time Walk. Let's steal a Time Walk. We stole a time walk, yes! Okay. I'm not entirely sure how that changes things. Oh, this is awesome. This is truly awesome. I can kill the Avacyn, which is pretty good. Just trying to figure out how I want to do this. Probably discard Magda. Oh no, Magda with the Mutavault. I keep forgetting about that interaction. I forgot about that interaction. You don't have anything. Get out of here. Oh, you redrew Swords to Plowshares. That's cute. Sure. Yeah. Yep. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded Magda. All right. How can we take advantage of this situation? I don't have the mana to put this in my hand and copy it with the Abrade, but Legion's Landing seems quite good here. Actually, I can play Dragon's Rage Channeler as well. And... surveil that land into the graveyard. Okay. And then we can attack with everything. Okay. Let me think. Put that in the yard. And... I don't care about pumping the Higher Claw, I don't think. I'd rather just draw a card off this clue. Black Lotus. Beza. Wow. Somehow we have more lands than them. Okay. Hey. Our plucky little deck is doing everything it can. Okay? But they have sufficiently stabilized at this point. Alright, they have no cards in hand. They do have a map token and this 1/1. So it's kind of even. I do have this Lutri though, which is good. Blink of an Eye is very good. I imagine they're going to keep that, especially with the Beza. Alright, let's draw something nice. They're at 7 life. Stoke the Flames would be great. Wow, we just drew Stoke the Flames. We literally just drew Stoke the Flames. They're at 7 life. Unbelievable. Full control to your face. 1, 2. That's insane. That is actually insane. Wow. What the heck? That's after this crazy turn, after they play Power 9, after they play Time Twister. Let's go. We beat like 7 pieces of power. No problem. You know how we beat that? We just steal their power. That's it. Who's got the power? We've got the power. Okay, we are on the play here. Nothing cheap, but we do have a 2-mana interactive spell and an elegant parlor. I will keep that just because it's literally a creature I can play. Esper Sentinel, okay. I mean, I will happily trade Channeler for the Sentinel if they give me that as an option. Okay. Sure. I'm definitely discarding this. It's just whether or not I want to discard this land. And I think I do. I'm just so likely to find a land. And I like all the other cards. And I want to fill up my graveyard because I have this Flage. Would like a Plains here. Killing the Apparition seems good. Just the question is, how do I want to kill it? The Esper Sentinel is very, very annoying. The thing is, if I play the Flage... Alright, well, let's just play the Flage, I guess. I get a 3/3 here out of the deal. I doubt that they're blocking. This is fine. And I don't want to cast Light Up the Stage when they have the Sentinel in play. But with these two attackers in play... Oh, they could have Wandering Emperor, which would be quite annoying. Why do I have to just call everything? Unreal.
Run away. You'll be safer. This is what you get for hurting my people.
Okay, well now... What is this? At least once a turn? Let's finish this off. I'm going to discard the Emberheart Challenger. And then we will play Thraben Inspector. Well, hold on. We have 4 cards in the graveyard. Yep. I mean, this is only bad if I hit like 2 lands or whatever. And this only triggers once. We hit 2 lands, by the way. I hit everything. Solemn Simulacrum, sure. Thraben Inspector, okay. Alright, I'm sick of you. Alright, I mean, we're getting value with Flage. Elspeth Conquers Death. What do they have? Wow. That's actually really annoying. Man, they just have all the answers. Actually, Elspeth Conquers Death looks pretty nice. They're going to double block. We will path the Simulacrum. Okay. We'll play the Lootmonger. Discard the Sacred Foundry. Steal something sweet. Tishana's Tidebinder. How does this work? What do they get back? Does that counter Elspeth Conquers Death? I think so. Alright, let's take Alright, let's take Tishana's Tidebinder. It seems like it will be pretty reasonable here. Alright, so they have a clue and a card in hand. Alright, it looks like they're digging, which is very good for us. Okay, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, it costs 3 mana. Cost 3 mana. I think I'm gonna wait then. Because I want to play, if I play a spell off Lelia, I want to be able to play that. Okay, we didn't. Settle the wreckage? Are you kidding me? Wow. I only have 2 lands to get. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. Don't draw a counterspell on top of that. Oh, you can just have everything. Yeah, you know, that's okay. You're allowed to have everything. Oh my gosh. They had Settle the Wreckage plus counterspell. Didn't they? They literally had 1 card in hand. And then they sacked a clue. And their 2 draw steps were that. Of the 3. That's ridiculous. Oh well.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Yeah, that's truly ridiculous. Okay. The Magda combo. I think the Wandering Emperor still dies here. Oh, they have Iganjo as well? Okay. That's cool. So they block the Magda, and Wandering Emperor lives? I suppose? Okay. Then Magda dies. Or, excuse me, Wandering Emperor dies? Yeah, this is fine. Okay. I can actually make a token and play the Philia if I need to. Yeah, might as well just flash this away, right? They're at 20 life, by the way. You know, that's not the one I would have bounced. I'm just gonna say. That's not the one I would have bounced. I'm gonna keep this land in my hand. We have some discard rummage effects. Duelist of the Mind, okay. And a land. Alright, we're looking pretty good here. A Danto. Looking very useful here. Ooh, what does that get me? Swords to Plowshares? Oh, I can do 2? Oh, that's ridiculous. How many spells do I have? I have 2, right? Okay. Auto pay. Auto pay. That is ridiculous. Let's cast Swords to Plowshares on this. Path to Exile on this. Oh, man. Let's go. Did I have fun? I absolutely had fun. That's the first Bloodthirsty Adversary that we cast. And we have been giving some beatdowns, obviously playing against more powerful decks, but red-white still quite strong. All right, we are on the play here. Ooh, I'm going to keep this. I don't love it. Would like another land to be able to play Lelia, specifically a white land. But being able to cast Emberheart Challenger turn 2 on the play with an Abrade. I have a Stoke the Flames as well. It's kind of close. I have two draws at a land here. All right, this is a big draw. This is a big draw. I will note, I feel like, and this is just probably just, okay. I always feel like I get the sketchiest hands when I have 6 wins, like about to get a trophy. Just feels that way to me. All right, 3 lands is all I really need, and I think the Evangelist is quite nice, so we'll keep this. Hopefully they play a creature I can Abrade. Yeah, this is weird. I feel like just everybody right now just wants to play like a billion color control decks. All right, what does this do? When you cast your second non-creature spell in a turn, conjure a card named Mock Sapphire into your hand. Okay. Let's kill that and play Lelia and hope to hit a land. Nope. Worth a shot, right? I just feel like my hand was kind of threat light, so this is what I wanted to do. Overlord, you can never tell with those arts. I was hoping it was the white one. I was hoping it was the white one. They're at 6 life? When did they take so much damage? Okay, Tameo.
Nearly the entire library.
All right. There you have it, folks. Beat down. A lesson in beatdownology. Yep, we had that one in the holster ready to go. All right, well, that was clean. 7-1, first cube draft. Now, I know this deck didn't really, this is not really necessarily what Cube's all about, but this is an element of Cube, and I'm glad that at least was able to get a trophy with these aggro decks. We'll note that I feel like at the start of Cube, a lot of people are going to try to draft like slow, controlling, dirtily decks. And that's when you punish them. And then you know what happens? A week down the line, people are like, you know what? I'm sick of losing. I'm sick of getting run over. I'm going to draft the aggro decks. So it kind of self-balances. But right now, as you can see, all my opponents trying to take all the blue cards. We saw basically no opponents on green. So just not seeing a lot of green mid-range stuff, but seeing a ton of blue stuff. Didn't play against a single aggro deck, right? Didn't play against a single aggro deck. So, hey, if this color combination is open, still as powerful as anything else that you can be doing. Look at this, 4 1-drops, tons of 2-drops. Really happy that I took that Flage, honestly. I think I undervalued this card. It's awesome. And now, given that I also ended up with a deck with 3 fetch lands, a bunch of cheap spells, we got a bunch of good interaction in pack 3, which really, really helped. That made it so that we were able to escape the Flage a fair amount, and this just wins you games. Like, if you don't kill the Flage, you just straight up lose, right? So, really, really happy I took that. Granted, I really do love the, Inti. But I think Flage is just a more unique card, right? It's a more unique card that lets you just kind of get out of jams. Also, the Lootmonger was very happy with it. Especially in my deck, where my decks, the curve is kind of low, right? So if I heist even my own deck, it's okay. But when I heist my opponent's decks in the late game, all of a sudden you can just take some absurdly powerful cards. Us hitting that Time Walk, by the way, that's the highlight of this draft. Impetuous Lootmonger stealing an opponent's Time Walk after they shuffled Power 9 back into their deck. They cast Time Walk, and then they played Time Twister to shuffle it in, and then we hit the Time Walk. That was absolutely amazing. But we had the premium removal spells that you want in red-white in the Path to Exile and the Swords to Plowshares. Some good cheap removal spells. And I will note, shout out, I didn't really think Stoke the Flames was going to make its way into my deck, but we were a little heavier in red, and Stoke the Flames plus Lutri also won us some games. And that's the thing with the Lutri. There were plenty of games where it just didn't do much, right? It was just kind of sitting exiled. But at the same time, it's like, when you run out of things to do, this makes sure that you always still have something to do. And this was the reason why we won several of our games. And it's a free card in your hand, right? Lutri, Luris. Those two cards are just absolutely absurd and absolutely worth putting into your deck just because of the fact that that extra card means a whole heck of a lot. Yeah, I know Cube, there's a lot of powerful things you can be doing, but still, an extra card is an extra card. This card was fantastic. But nice little beatdown hand. Philia was absolutely amazing. Again, this might be one of the best aggressive 2-mana creatures in the entire format. I think this is better than... this is certainly better than any of the other 2s that I have. Luminarch Aspirant's also very good, but this card was absolutely absurd. Being able to blink the Inspectors, blinking other things out of the way, just does a lot of work. Even blinking like a Legion's Landing is pretty cool. So there you have it, 7-1. This is just ABC magic, curve out, beat people down, boros aggro. That is the first of hopefully many Cube draft videos here on Arena. I hope you really did enjoy the first foray into it. I do promise we're going to go a little bit deeper and try to draft more powerful cards, particularly the alchemy cards. I think they're really, really strong. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Once again, shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for being there for me. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before you do any shopping. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want deck boxes, playmats, dice boxes, sleeves, life pads, and more to go with all your nice decks, check them out. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching.